Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the secrets of the financial world. And if you thought Nasdaq was all sunshine and rainbows, get ready, because today we are diving into DT Cloud Acquisition Corporation, and let me tell you, they might be having a bit of a rough time on the stock market. So the big news is DT Cloud Acquisition Corporation is facing some serious challenges with keeping its shares listed on the Nasdaq. It's like they're on thin ice and the Nasdaq is tapping its foot, wondering if they'll keep their spot. This report is from August 27, 2025, and it's all about a company called DT Cloud Acquisition Corporation. They're basically trying to build up their business by acquiring another company. Think of them as a blank check company looking for a merger opportunity. They're registered in the Cayman Islands and their main office is actually in London, which is a bit of a mixed bag for a US listed company. The filing tells us they've received some not so great news from the Nasdaq. Apparently for the last 30 days straight, their market value of listed securities, also known as MVLS, has been below the $50 million minimum required to stay listed on the Nasdaq global market. That's like if your car's value suddenly dropped so much it wasn't even worth the parking spot anymore. On top of that, the number of their shares available to the public has also fallen below the Nasdaq's minimum of 1.1 million shares, so not enough people are trading their stock actively. Now, what does this mean for DT Cloud Acquisition Corporation? Well, they have a grace period. For the low market value, they have until February 18, 2026 to get their act together and stay above that $50 million mark for at least 10 consecutive business days. That's a little over 5 months to turn things around. For the low number of publicly traded shares, however, they only have 45 days from August 25th, which was when they got that notice to come up with a plan to fix it. If Nasdaq likes their plan, they might get an extra 6 months to show they've improved. But it's not all bad news for DT Cloud. They also held a big meeting with their shareholders to vote on some important stuff, mainly to extend the time they have to find a company to acquire. They wanted to push back their deadline from August 2026 to February 2027. This is pretty common for these types of companies, often called SPACs, Special Purpose Acquisition Companies. They need time to find the right deal. And to help with that deadline extension, the shareholders also voted to waive a monthly fee that the company's sponsor has to pay. This basically means the sponsor is willing to put in more effort or funding perhaps to keep the SPAC alive and give it more time to find a merger. The turnout at this meeting was really high, with almost 90% of the shares represented, which shows the shareholders are really engaged. Let's look at the voting results for these important proposals. For the extension amendment proposal, almost 2 million shares voted in favour, and about 566,000 voted against it. And 40,000 abstained, but the extension fee waiver proposal got the exact same voting split. Again, nearly 2 million for it, and 566,000 against. And 40,000 abstained either the trust amendment proposal, which is basically to update their agreement with the trustee for the money they've raised, also saw the same results. Almost 2 million shares for it, and 40,000 abstaining. Interestingly, the proposal to adjourn the meeting if needed didn't end up being necessary because they had enough votes to pass the main proposals. Now, here's a really significant number related to these votes. In connection with approving the extension, about 689,000 shares were redeemed. That means shareholders who didn't want to wait for a merger cashed out their shares. This amounted to nearly $7.6 million. When shareholders redeem their shares, it means less money is available for the company to actually make an acquisition. It's like a large chunk of the shopping budget disappearing. So, to sum things up, DT Cloud Acquisition Corporation is in a tough spot with Nasdaq due to low market value and low public share float. They've bought themselves some time by getting shareholder approval to extend their merger deadline, but the significant redemptions mean they have less capital to work with. This situation highlights the inherent risks for SPACs. They are essentially shell companies that go public to raise money and then have a limited time to find a target company to merge with. If they fail, they often liquidate and return the money to shareholders. The Nasdaq delisting notices are a red flag that they might not succeed in their mission. The company is exploring options, but given the Nasdaq issues and the capital reduction from redemptions, their path forward looks challenging. They'll need to either find a merger partner very quickly or pursue a strategy to get back in compliance with Nasdaq rules, perhaps by transferring to a smaller exchange. What's my take on this? DT Cloud Acquisition Corporation is facing a classic SPAC challenge. They're running out of time and money. The shareholder approval for the extension is a small win, giving them more runway, but the redemptions are a significant concern, signaling that a substantial portion of their initial capital is gone. This makes finding a quality acquisition target even tougher. The Nasdaq delisting threat is serious and could limit their ability to attract investors and partners. The company's future hinges on its ability to regain Nasdaq compliance and secure a business combination before its extended deadline. It's a high-stakes game of financial musical chairs. Alright, that's our breakdown of DT Cloud Acquisition Corporation's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.